SmackDown ratings are in for the blue brand. Well, it's always been blue to be fair to it, but I tell you what, I'm blue in the face talking about SmackDown, Raw, wrestling as a whole. Ratings, I quite frankly could not care, but the ratings are actually down pretty big from last week. Well, I say pretty big for last week. They are doing, 74,000 views, which, yeah, that's a decent amount of views to be losing. They're down 5% from last week. Last week drew 1.524 million. So for everybody out there that can do a decent bit of math, that means this week, of course, did 1.450 million. Now, in terms of the last four trailing weeks, it's actually up 1%, which equates to 17% going up, going twice, going once. But compared to this time last year, folks, oh, but they were on Fox last year. They're not on Fox anymore. Stop fucking greeting. They're actually, compared to this time last year in the quarters, they are down 34%, and also to this time last year in June, they are down 34%. So, just shows you, they could almost deliver back on Fox. Now, in terms of the 18 to 49, it was 0.41. This was the last SmackDown, folks, that was 3 hours long, I believe, which is honestly some of the best news you'll see. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's some of the best news you'll see, because see the amount of times I've sat on a Friday doing a watch along or staying up watching this. It's soul destroying. And one less hour suits me down to the ground, folks. I'll let you away with for free on that. But we'll move on to the clips, because there's no point me banging the drum here about 1.450 million. It's pathetic numbers, but look at the state of the shows. Is it any surprise, man? Look at it. I mean, you did have CM Punk and Cena doing like a rap battle kind of thing. Oh, he's Punk life, but they had also the problems with it blacking out. So it'll be interesting to see what the highest viewed clips are. Well, I mean, of course, it'll be Cena and Punk, but I wonder where Rhodes and Cody are going to run up against them. We'll have to wait and see. So we're not going to go in ascending or descending order. I'm simply just going to go from what order the clips were uploaded in. So let's begin with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. It was titled Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton Meet Before Night of Champions. Again, this was just very boring. Now, obviously, for pretty much everybody outside of America, what happened here is it cut to black during this. Now, I don't even know if there's been confirmation. Oh, a camel bit through the wires. To me, that sounds like an absolute piss take. I'm not really willing to believe that, but it is what it is. Do we think that's what happened? Doesn't really matter if that's what happened. This segment was boring, and the clip's still there, and it's not like people didn't watch this clip because there was a blackout during it. Of course not. But 459,000 views. Very lackluster, folks. Especially when you compare it to this. Jacob Fatu saves Jimmy Uso from a Solo Sikoa beatdown. 1 million views. How the fuck are people still tuning into this Bloodline stuff? It's crap. Honestly, man. I am fucking flabbergasted how people are still tuning into this in their drones. I just don't understand it, man. Understand it for the slightest, man. Moving on, though. Julia wins the Women's United States title. 280,000 views. Again, tragic state of affairs. I mean, there's her winning a fucking title, man. It's like one of the lowest. Well, probably will be the actually. It's not the lowest. Fuck, there's one thing coming up. It's the lowest, buddy. R-Truth demands Nick Aldis bring him John Cena. 282,000 views. Again, why is Truth still feuding with Cena? Who gives a fuck? This only got 282,000 views, and again, I think it just proves that people are getting a wee bit tired of R-Truth here, man. Honestly. It's like, they brought him back to feud with Cena, which, let's be honest, not much of a feud, it was a match, and then he's going into a feud with Aleister Black. Oh, that was the Triple H master plan, wasn't it? People would be having an absolute joke. They'd be kidding themselves on if people think that's legit. Moving on to the rest of the clips, brother. Let's begin with Andy. Well, I was going to say Andy quote. There's no quotes to be had here. Naomi warns Asuka and Jade Cargill. 300k. Nobody cares about this, right? But speaking, the king of nobody cares, folks, is Andrade and Rey Fenix teaming up to take on DIY, right? And obviously DIY, do it yourself, right? If you give it nobody else to do it yourself. Literally, they could have plucked 4 guys from the crowd and it would have drew a higher number, man. Andrade should never have been brought back. We turned around and said that Rey Fenix would turn an amount to nothing. once he debuted, yeah, he debuted a decent number of AEW, yeah, but aye, the grand scheme of things, guys, is he shite. And then DIY, we all know about DIY, 148,000 views, man. Honestly, there's more views on YouTube of dogs taking shites than that. Alistair Black blindsides R-Truth with Black Mass. 718,000 views. Again, not exactly the best way to use or utilise R-Truth since he returned. Yeah, you could argue the same for Alistair Black. This feud does nothing for either guy, in my opinion, but yeah. Well, who's it do more for? I think it does more for Alistair Black because for R-Truth, like he's probably agreed to re-sign the deal, thinking he's going to get something good at it. Alistair Black's came back because he realised the grass isn't so green on the other side. But 718,000 views. Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six ends in chaos. 338,000 views. Diddy views. Tiffany versus Nia Jax. WWE Women's Title Last Woman Standing match. 289,000 views. It's raining outside. I tell you what, man. WWE Women's Last Man Title match. Women's Title Last Woman Standing match. 289,000 views. A world title women's last woman standing match, pal. And they draw one of the lowest things on the show. Disgusting. CM Punk comes out as Dr. Thugonomics. 372,000 views. But to wrap it up here, 1.9 million. CM Punk goes basic Thugonomics and rap taunt in John Cena's face. So is there any surprise that Big Match John and CM Punk drew the highest numbers? No. But I am continuously surprised about the fact that the new Bloodline just tend to draw. Because, honestly, they're all crap. I'm sick of fucking seeing them on my TV screen, to be honest. That's it, though. What was the rating again? 1.450 million. Less said about that, the better. We'll move on. Till next time. Peace.